Everyone, we are here with Mr. Lou Diamond Phillips, and we are talking about a new film releasing on July 25th on VOD called Et Tu. Lou, how are you, man?
I'm pretty fantastic, Norm. How you doing, man?
I'm well. I'm well. I'm really happy to talk to you, and excited to, dig into this film about theater. These are always fun ones. So can you tell me about Et Tu and what your character is?
Absolutely. I play a character named Brent, who's the director of a regional production of Julius Caesar. They are up and running and having a few problems. He's a perfectionist. He's an idealist, an elitist, pretty pretentious. Not quite ascot wearing pretension, but a kerchief.
Just on the
Um,
verge, on the verge.
yeah, he's right there on the verge. Probably a frustrated performer at that. But I think the biggest thing is that he's convinced that his very hunky young leading man, who is in the role of Brutus only through nepotism, is stooping his wife.
Oh,
So yeah, that kind of simmers and boils under the surface, and in very Shakespearean manner, jealousy starts to overtake him and paranoia, and he pours out his heart to the theater janitor, played by the inimitable Malcolm McDowell,
yeah.
who gives him some somewhat questionable advice. Uh, but it's yeah, and then it is a horror film, so people start dying.
There are deaths. There's blood, and I
There
mean
are deaths.
you'd expect that from Julius Caesar anyway. But
Exactly. There's daggers, flying all around the stage.
so this was written and directed by Max Zanis. And when did you get the script, and what was your initial reaction to that?
Um, I got, well, I was so thrilled. What's interesting because this role, like a number of, of roles that I've been doing lately, I wonder, what the etymology was. How did it come to me?
Right.
And when I read that, I was like, wow, I'm so glad they thought of me. And I think, maybe they were leaning on my Broadway cred and my theater background and whatnot, and thinking that I would get it, and the character is pretty intense, and there's a lot of verbiage, and so it's like, okay, I can see how somebody would, follow a trail of breadcrumbs and find me. And a couple of the people had actually worked with me before, so I think I was recommended. Um, and then when I read it, I thought, what a weird little film. I don't, I mean, it defies characterization, because it's a horror film, but it's also a black comedy. It is about the theater. It's a character study. I mean, there's a little, Travis Bickle from Good Taxi Driver in there. Some people have said it's The Shining meets Birdman.
Oh,
The
wow.
yeah,
Wow, that's a
Michael
good
Keaton,
description.
right?
Yeah.
And so there's something twisted going on, and we don't know what that is. And I could not be happier that it's getting out, because it is such a unique little film, it won every film festival that it entered, and I was given Best Actor at the Los Angeles Film
Well,
Festival. And
congrats.
yeah, man, thank you. But it's just because it's a little film that could,
Right.
it knew what it was, but had high aspirations, and I think Max and the entire team knocked it out of the park.
That's so awesome. And what's fascinating to me is not many people realize just how big of a career you've had. I mean, they go, "Oh, La Bamba," but then they go, "Well, wait a minute. He's done film, he's done theater. He was nominated for a Tony. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you've had this huge career in both film and theater. And is there a preference for you?
No, it's funny. I've been going to a lot of fan conventions lately, and
Okay.
it's wonderful because I can cross pollinate. I mean, there are the La Bambas and the Young Guns and the Stand and Delivers and all that, but there's Werewolves that I had recently with Frank Grillo. There's Stargate Universe. There's this. I've got horror. I've got genre. I've been doing a lot of voiceover, stuff lately. And then when I look at the table where only 10% of my films are represented in pictures, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. And so when anybody asks me, what my favorite genre is, my stock answer is the genre of employment. That was my favorite.
Following the
Uh,
paycheck. Yeah,
yeah, and so I mean, the thing about it is, the big umbrella is storytelling.
yeah.
I'm a storyteller, and whatever like my theater background, having done classics and contemporary and comedy and all across the board, uh, I eat what's in front of me, and I figure out the platform, that best suits it. I mean, I love to direct. I love to write. I will never stop acting. And I love it when comedies come along too. So I just feel fortunate that my background and my foundation allow me to do a lot of different things.
That's so awesome. Yeah, the one thing that I really wanted to ask you about was working with Malcolm McDowell. I mean, come on, he's a legend.
He's amazing. The funny thing is that I did another film with Malcolm, uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, a little thing called Sanitarium. It was kind of an anthology thing. And I had a scene with Malcolm, and I get there and I said, "Oh, I can't wait to work with Malcolm." The director said, "He's already gone. We're going to green screen you and put you guys together." I was like, "What?" So I hadn't even met him when we started this film, and I told him that story, and he thought it was hilarious. And literally his first scene is well, the scene you're seeing in the still behind you. It's a 5-page dialogue scene,
Mhm.
and the director Max would just do these long takes, almost like we were doing theater. And after the rehearsal, I think Malcolm says, "So, what piece of this are you going to take?" And Max is like, "No, we're going to take it all." He goes, "Oh, oh, he's one of those," you know. So, but what a pro! He was right there the entire time, and it's one of those situations where I'm in a scene, but I got a front row seat. I got a front row seat to his work, and it was just a joy to watch.
Is he serious? Is he funny on set? What's his
He's very funny. He's very laid back. He's seen it all. He does not suffer fools easily. I've heard stories. I mean, I think if you ever saw The Player,
Yeah.
he rips Tim Robbins a new asshole on the steps there. That's the Malcolm you don't want to get. But he likes me, so that was
Oh, there
nice.
you go.
We got along famously.
Excellent. Okay, have you ever worked with a director, say on stage or screen, that you thought was going to kill you?
Not that I thought was going to kill me, but I certainly thought that I was going to get fired.
Oh my
You
gosh.
know, yeah, that's very very intimidating. That's an intimidating thing, knowing that your future hangs in the balance. Not necessarily life or death, but I've worked with some pretty, I don't know, some very strong personalities who know what they want, and can be very intimidating. And there's something about it that's very refreshing too. I mean, because it really forces you to do your best. You can't be lackadaisical about that.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, um, Mr. Lou Diamond Phillips, I'm very grateful to have been able to talk to you. Uh, and yeah, being told to wrap this up, so we're good. Um, but everyone, at 2 comes out on Friday on VOD, July 25th. And Lou, thank you so much for taking your time out to chat with us.
I appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for having me.